Have you ever had the feeling that your partner isn't telling the full truth? You ask a simple question and the answer technically makes sense. Something just doesn't sit right. You are not imagining things, because the most common lies in relationships, they aren't always the obvious ones. They are instead selective truths, and they're much trickier to spot. Today, I'll walk you through the 3 most common types of lies in relationships, how to recognize if you're being lied to, and how to handle it in a healthy, self-respecting way. So let's start with the different types of lies that we might encounter. Number 1, lies of omission. This is when your partner tells you a story but leaves something out that they know would upset you. One example is he tells you he went out for drinks with colleagues after work. What he doesn't mention is that his ex was there and they ended up sitting next to each other the whole night. So, well, he didn't lie about going out, but he did leave out key information. So he's controlling how you feel about it, and you can't react to something that you don't know. And that's exactly the point. Another example is she mentions that she bumped into someone at the gym. Later, you find out that they've been messaging with each other for weeks. Lies of omission, they are intentional silence, strategic silence, and sometimes silence is just as dishonest as a spoken lie. This means that they are leaving out important information in order to mislead someone. So it's a passive lie. You didn't say something that's untrue, but you intentionally didn't bring up or mention something that's really crucial that the other party would have wanted to know. Your goal was to hide the truth or manipulate someone's perception without technically lying. Number 2, the second type of lie is it's minimizing. This is when your partner tells you the truth but makes it sound smaller, less serious, or more insignificant. It could be, one example could be that he admits that he did indeed text his ex but says it was just one message. And later you see that it was weeks of messages and some of them were flirty. Or she says, I was just being friendly, when you confront her about her suggestive comments to someone else on social media. So minimizing is often used to avoid consequences. They are not denying it, but they're downplaying it so that you'll question whether you are overreacting or like you are. But here's the thing. If it matters to you, it matters, period. And the third type of lies, that's deflection. This is one of the most frustrating tactics. You ask a direct question, and instead of answering, they'll turn the spotlight back on you. And one example could be that you say, why didn't you tell me that you were out with your ex? And he answers, he says, why are you always so controlling? Or, you never trust me, do you? And suddenly you are on the defensive and the original question never gets answered, which of course can leave you feeling confused, guilty, and even ashamed for asking. But let's be clear, transparency, it's a basic emotional need in a healthy relationship. This means that dodging a question or shifting attention away from the real issue is the more active behavior, because you avoid answering directly by changing the subject, turning it around on someone else, or downplaying the whole situation with the goal to avoid accountability or scrutiny. One example is when asked, why didn't you come home last night? They respond, why are you always trying to control me? So lying by omission, that's hiding the truth, while deflection, that's where the person avoids addressing the truth. Now, let's talk about some classic signs that someone is lying, especially in close relationships. The first one is inconsistencies in their story. One day, they say that they were with friends at a cafe. The next time they mention it, they say that they were home alone all evening. So the details just don't match. Number 2, body language shifts. They might avoid eye contact. Their tone changes. They suddenly become more rigid. They blink more or even over-explain. Number 3, It could be too much or too little detail. Sometimes a lie comes with way more details than we would expect. It could be like, we were at Joe's on 9th Street and Lisa came at exactly 8:04 p.m. and we ordered nachos and what's happening here is that they are overcompensating to make it sound real. Other times the story might be too vague. It could sound like this: just out with people. It wasn't a big deal. And that vagueness, it's designed to keep you from asking more questions. Number 4, intuition. This is the one I want to highlight most. If something feels off, that feeling is your nervous system picking up on subtle cues. Don't ignore these cues, because your body knows what your brain might try to rationalize away. Well, how could we then deal with a lying partner if you suspect your partner is lying, or if you've already caught them? Here's how to handle the situation in a grounded, self-protective way. Step 1, approach with curiosity, not accusation. So instead of saying, you lied to me, say something like, I noticed something that feels off and I want to understand it better. So you are not excusing it, but you are creating space for honesty if they're willing to meet you there. Step 2, watch the pattern. 1 lie might be a mistake. 2 could be fear-based, but if dishonesty becomes a pattern, that's not a mistake. That's a choice. Step 3, set boundaries. You could say something like, I'm not here to police your every step, but honesty, that is non-negotiable. If I can't trust your words, we don't have a foundation. Step 4, choose your peace over their excuses. You deserve to be with someone who values your trust more than their convenience. Someone who doesn't just avoid lying, but actively works to be transparent, even when it's uncomfortable. Here's what I want you to remember. Lies don't always come in the form of bold-faced denials. Sometimes they come in soft tones, selective edits, and carefully crafted stories. Trust isn't just built by what someone says. It's built on what they consistently show you, because you deserve the truth. You deserve clarity, and you deserve a relationship where your reality isn't something you need to double check. If this video resonated with you, I'd love you to subscribe for more psychology-based insights into relationships, communication, and emotional health. Have you ever caught a partner lying by omission or deflection? Let's talk in the comments. Until next time, take care and thank you for watching.